What if a kid from a cramped apartment in New Delhi could become one of Silicon Valley's most influential thinkers, a guy who lost millions, got betrayed, and still built a fortune and a philosophy that's inspired millions? Today, we're diving into the roller coaster life of Naval Ravikant, a story packed with struggle, betrayal, and jaw-dropping triumphs. Stick around, because this isn't just a story, it's a blueprint to transform your life. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever felt like the odds are stacked against you? Like you're starting from nothing with no connections, no money, just a dream? That's exactly where Naval Ravikant began. Born in a modest family in India, Naval went from being a latchkey kid in Queens to a billionaire investor and philosopher whose ideas on wealth, happiness, and freedom have changed lives worldwide. This isn't just a rags to riches tale. It's a masterclass in resilience, mindset, and building a life you love. By the end, you'll walk away with 5 practical lessons to level up your finances and your mind, no matter where you're starting. So, grab a notebook, hit that like button, and let's go on this wild ride together. Picture this. It's 1974, New Delhi, India. The streets are alive with honking rickshaws, vibrant markets, and the hum of a city that never sleeps. In a small, crowded apartment, a boy named Naval Ravikant is born into a family with big dreams but little money. His mom's a fierce, determined woman, raising Naval and his brother Kamal while their dad chases opportunity in America. But life's tough, money's tight, and at 4 years old, Naval feels the weight of a family stretched thin. Books become his escape. Dog-eared sci-fi novels and library cast-offs are his best friends. "I didn't have many friends," Naval later said. "So I befriended book characters." Can you imagine? A kid in a chaotic city finding hope in pages, dreaming of a world beyond his own. Those books weren't just stories. They were his first mentors, planting seeds of curiosity that would change everything. At 9, his mom makes a bold move. She packs up Naval and Kamal and heads to Queens, New York, to join their dad. Sounds like the American dream, right? Not quite. The family reunion crumbles fast. Their dad leaves, and Naval's mom is left raising 2 boys alone. She's working grueling day jobs, studying at night, while Naval and Kamal become latchkey kids in a rough neighborhood. Queens in the 80s isn't exactly welcoming to a skinny Indian kid with an accent. Bullies target him, mocking his clothes, his difference. But here's the thing. Naval doesn't break. He leans into his curiosity, spending hours in the library, devouring books on science, philosophy, anything he can get his hands on. That hunger for knowledge, it's what sets him apart. Even as a kid, Naval's wiring his brain for something bigger. He's not just surviving, he's preparing. But how does a kid like that go from Queens to Silicon Valley? Let's find out. Fast forward to 1991. Naval's a teenager now, and he's earned a spot at Stuyvesant, one of New York's toughest high schools. The pressure's intense, but Naval thrives. He's not the loudest guy in the room, but he's the one asking the sharpest questions. Classmates remember him as intense, almost otherworldly, like he's seeing patterns others miss. Ever met someone like that? Someone who just gets it. That's Naval. He heads to Dartmouth College, majoring in computer science and economics. It's the early 90s, the dawn of the internet, and Naval's mind is buzzing with possibilities. But college isn't all smooth. He's grappling with his family's expectations and the pressure to make it in a country that still feels foreign. He lands internships at big firms like Davis Polk, but the corporate world feels wrong. "I saw these lawyers miserable, chasing status," he later said. "I knew that wasn't me." So, in 1996, at 22, Naval heads to Silicon Valley. This is the Wild West of tech. Think dial-up modems, Netscape, and dreamers trying to shape the future. Naval joins At Home, an internet provider, but he's restless. He's got this fire, this need to build something of his own. And that's when he takes a leap that'll change his life and nearly break him. What happens next is a betrayal that could have ended his career. Stick around to see how he turns it around. Stop. In 1999, at just 25, Naval co-founds Epinions, a consumer review platform, with his friend Nirav Tolia. This is the dot-com boom. Startups are popping up like wildfire, and Naval's all in. He pours his heart, soul, and savings into it. We moved fast, he said. 11 weeks in, we had $8 million in funding. Can you feel that energy? Epinions is a rocket ship, raising $45 million from top investors like Benchmark Capital. Naval's living the dream, building the future of online shopping. But here's where it gets dark. The dot-com bubble's inflating and cracks are forming. In 2003, Epinions merges with DealTime to form Shopping.com. It sounds like a win. Shopping.com goes public in 2004, a massive success. But for Naval and three co-founders, it's a nightmare. Their shares are valued at zero. It's like being hit by a truck, Naval said. People are calling to congratulate you, and you've got nothing. Imagine that. You've poured years into something, and it's gone. Worse, Naval and his co-founders suspect they were misled about the company's value to secure the merger. They file a lawsuit in 2005, and though it settles privately, the betrayal cuts deep. This could have broken him. Most people would have quit. But Naval? He's different. This loss lights a fire in him, and what he does next changes Silicon Valley forever. Stay with me. This is where it gets good. Naval doesn't wallow. He learns. The Epinions betrayal shows him how broken the venture capital world is. Closed, elitist, unfair. So, in 2007, he starts Venture Hacks, a blog that spills the secrets of fundraising. It's a hit, and it sparks a bigger idea. What if he could level the playing field for every dreamer out there? In 2010, Naval and Babak Nivi launch AngelList, a platform connecting startups with investors. This is huge. AngelList isn't just a business, it's a revolution. It opens doors for founders who don't have fancy connections. By 2016, it's facilitating $10 to $20 million in funding every month. Naval's not just building companies, he's building opportunities. And get this, he only invests in people he'd work with for a decade. If you can't see yourself with someone for 10 years, don't work with them for 10 minutes, he says. His investments? Massive wins. Uber, Twitter, Postmates, over 100 companies. Naval's not just playing the game, he's rewriting the rules. But here's the kicker. Money's not enough for him. He's searching for something deeper. And that search leads to a philosophy that'll blow your mind. Keep watching. We're about to get to the good stuff. By his late 30s, Naval's a Silicon Valley legend. He's worth hundreds of millions. But something's shifting. Money doesn't satisfy him. It clarifies him. Money is a means, not an end, he says. So he turns to philosophy, sharing his ideas on Twitter and podcasts. In 2018, his tweet storm, How to Get Rich Without Getting Lucky, goes viral. It's a global wake-up call, a blueprint for wealth and happiness that hits like lightning. Naval's big idea: wealth isn't about trading time for money, it's about leverage. You're not going to get rich renting out your time, he says. Own equity, build systems. He talks about permissionless leverage, code, media, products that scale without anyone's approval. And happiness? It's a skill. Happiness is what's there when you remove the sense that something's missing, he says. That hits, doesn't it? In 2020, his ideas are compiled into the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, a free book that becomes a global phenomenon. Naval's not just a billionaire. He's a guide, showing us how to build wealth and peace. His story proves you can start from nothing and create everything if you're willing to learn, adapt, and dream big. So, what can you take from Naval's story? Here are 5 actionable lessons to transform your life and finances, no matter where you're starting. 1. Curiosity is your superpower. Naval's childhood was tough, but books were his lifeline. You don't need money to learn. You just need curiosity. Action. Read 1 book a month on business, mindset, or skills. Start with the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. It's free at navalmanac.com. Take 1 idea and apply it each week, like a new habit or side hustle idea. 2. Leverage, not labor, builds wealth. Naval says wealth comes from owning equity and scaling systems, not trading hours for dollars. Action. Start a side hustle that scales. Write a blog, make YouTube videos, or learn to code. Free courses are on Codecademy or Coursera. Create once, earn repeatedly. For example, a blog post could earn ad revenue for years. 3. Happiness is a skill you can master. Naval's happiness equation is simple: peace minus desire. Want less, stress less. Action: try 10 minutes of meditation daily. Use Headspace or YouTube guides. Keep a gratitude journal. Write 3 things each day that make you happy, like a good meal or a kind word. It rewires your brain for joy. 4. Failure is feedback. The Epinions betrayal crushed Naval, but it led to AngelList. Action: reflect on a recent setback. Write down 3 lessons it taught you. Maybe you learned to trust your gut or double-check contracts. Then, take 1 step forward, like reaching out to a mentor or starting a new project. 5. Build long-term relationships. Naval only works with people he trusts for decades. Action: connect with 1 person you admire this week. Offer value, a kind word, a helpful tip, no strings attached. Over time, these relationships become your network, your safety net, your edge. These steps aren't magic, they're practical. Start small, stay consistent, and you'll see results. Naval went from nothing to a legend. You can too. All right, you've got the blueprint. Naval Ravikant's story shows that no matter where you start, you can build wealth, happiness, and a life you love. So, what's your next step? Pick 1 takeaway. Maybe it's reading a book, starting a side hustle, or meditating for 10 minutes today. Do it today. Small steps compound into big wins. If this story inspired you, hit that like button. It helps us reach more dreamers like you. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video on life-changing stories and strategies. Got a takeaway you're excited to try? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Want more tips on wealth and mindset? Check out the free resources in the description, including a link to the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. You're not just watching a video, you're starting a journey. You've got this. Let's build your empire, 1 step at a time. See you in the next one.